Hey everyone, this is Dan and welcome to a new video. Today we are going to look at a particular lick that features in the most well-known, I would say, rock guitar solo of all time, Eruption. Now I've seen many people cover this solo, and trust me, there are a lot of great versions out there, but for some reason this specific pattern seems to have evaded almost every version I have seen, and that's not to take away from the versions I have seen. Okay, so let's play the original audio first, and then I'll play the same thing myself afterwards. Keep in mind that I'm not using a guitar that has a whammy bar, so the final few notes will sound a little bit different because I can't bend them with a whammy bar, but that's why. Okay, yes, this section is kind of difficult to pick out, but when you've listened to Eddie Van Halen and studied him as much as I have, especially his live guitar solos, you'll come to realize that he does use these same sorts of sequences over and over. And then when you go back to listen to some original recordings, you can hear those same sequences in there, and that's why I can hear this in this original recording. So let's play this little sequence slowly. Now the first 6-note pattern that Eddie uses here is an interesting choice of notes. We start on the 16th fret, we now pick the first note on the B string, then hammer on the next 2 notes. On the high E, we pick all 3 notes starting with an upstroke, then a downstroke, and then an upstroke. Okay, so the first 2 notes on each string are a semitone apart, and then the second and third note are 3 semitones apart. When you play this quickly over and over again, it gives an interesting and unique sound. Now I can think of another guitarist at least that has used this to great effect. Now let's think of Dimebag Darrell in the song Cowboys from Hell. Listen to the guitar solo, the same sequence or order of notes on different frets albeit is used in an ascending manner, so take a listen to that. Now the second pattern that Eddie uses here, and he uses it a lot in his solos, is basically played exactly the same. So we play it on the B string, pick the first note, hammer the next 2 on, and then we pick the top 3 notes on the high E, up, down, up. So this time we are switching the first finger down to the 14th fret, and then I think we leave the other 2 fingers where they are. So basically the first note and the second note are 3 semitones apart, and the second note and the third note on each string are 3 semitones apart. This gives this sequence a diminished type of sound. Now if we put these 2 different patterns together, add a few pull-offs, that sort of thing, a couple of bends and a bit of whammy bar, you basically get this section in Eruption. Now when I've said other people play this section a little bit differently, I think some people try to focus on maybe pentatonic or minor scale and try to descend and using sequences within that type of thing. The actual selection of notes that Eddie seems to have used is very unusual, so I can understand it can catch a lot of people out, and it's not something that people would generally think of. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you want to know when they come out, give us a sub, you'll see it all. And until the next video, take care and good times.